Okay, good morning, everybody. Today, we're here to speak to you about a partnership that we have with Toronto Crime Stoppers and the BOLO program. 1 year ago, we announced a reward that would lead to the arrest of Robertson, who was wanted in regards to a shooting that happened in a playground in 2018. Today, we're here to update you on that reward, and that information will be covered by members of Crime Stoppers and by the BOLO program. What I can tell you was that on June the 14th, 2018, two young girls were playing in a park just to the north of where we are right now, in the area of Steeles and McCowan Road in Toronto. Gunfire rang out in that park that evening. Numerous shots were fired, and these two young girls were the innocent victims of this gunfire. The intended victim ran away from the scene, leaving his own daughter and other children in the playground. The two young girls were taken to hospital where they had serious injuries. Toronto Police commenced an investigation, and we're alleging that 3 people were responsible for that shooting. We have located and arrested 2 of those people, and we are still seeking the 3rd person. Robertson is wanted on a Canada-wide warrant for attempted murder, aggravated assault, and numerous firearms charges. I want to tell members of the public that the Toronto Police is not looking for witnesses, and we're not looking for evidence to help us with this investigation. Our case is concluded, and we're ready to go to trial and charge Robertson. We don't need any help in that regard. What we need is to know where Mr. Robertson is. He has been evading police and his arrest for the last 2 years. We're asking anybody who is out there listening to this message right now, who knows where he is, to call Crime Stoppers, and they can leave an anonymous tip. The gentleman behind me will be speaking on the reward that is available for the arrest of Mr. Robertson. To the family, friends, and associates of Robertson, if you are helping him, know this, that the Toronto Police will arrest and charge you with being an accessory after the fact. We've done this already in relation to this case. One of the other persons who was responsible or who was arrested, we ended up making an arrest for the people that were helping him. So again, if Mr. Robertson is out there, we're not seeking any evidence. We just need to know where he is. Call Crime Stoppers, call 911. We believe that Mr. Robertson is dangerous, and we want to take this offender off the streets. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Max Landreau. I'm the director of the BOLO program. On June 25th, 2019, we launched in partnership with the Toronto Police Service and Toronto Crime Stoppers phase 1 of an amplification campaign of the Robertson wanted notice. In June, July, and August of 2019, millions of Torontonians saw our yellow posters on billboards and on Facebook. In addition, in cooperation with Toronto Crime Stoppers, the BOLO program then offered a reward up to $50,000 for any information leading to the arrest of Mr. Robertson. Now it's been a year, and Mr. Robertson is still actively evading arrest. So today is the launch of phase 2 of this amplification campaign. So again, Torontonians will see our yellow wanted poster in key neighborhoods of the city. This amplification campaign will take the form of billboards, bus shelters, advertisement screens in apartment towers, an ad truck, Facebook, and we even have these little masks, as you can see. Furthermore, in cooperation with Toronto Crime Stoppers, the BOLO program is pleased to announce an increase of the reward offered in this case. A successful tipster will now be able to claim $75,000 if his tip is successful, of course. This money can be claimed entirely anonymously, and I will let Toronto Crime Stoppers Chair Sean Sporton explain not only how your tip is anonymous, but how you can claim this money anonymously. $75,000 is life-changing money. If you have something to say, grab the phone and say it now anonymously. Just want to reiterate what was said earlier. Mr. Robertson is probably watching right now. There's only one right thing to do. Grab the phone, call a lawyer, and make arrangements to turn yourself in. The whole city has been on the lookout for you, and the whole city will be again on the lookout for you today. The whole province, the whole country is looking for you. This is not going to stop. Our joint efforts are not going to stop until you're apprehended. Thank you.
Good morning and thank you for attending today. My name is Sean Sport and I'm the chair of Toronto Crime Stoppers. Crime Stoppers is a partnership between the public, police, and the media that provides citizens in our community a conduit to anonymously report information about a crime, potential crime, or in this case, the location of a wanted party. Crime prevention and community safety is a shared responsibility in which we all play a role. Toronto Crime Stoppers is once again teaming up with the BOLO program to announce a Phase 2 amplification campaign, an increased reward of up to $75,000 for the information on the whereabouts and arrest of Tequan Robertson, an individual responsible for a brazen daylight shooting that wounded 2 young girls in the community just behind me. If you know where Tequan Robertson is and you wish to remain completely anonymous, you can call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477, or you can submit a tip online at www.222tips.com. Our phone line and web tips are supervised 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, in over 200 languages. I'd like to reinforce the following message. Toronto Crime Stoppers will always guarantee your anonymity, and you will never be required to testify in court. And the $75,000 reward is based on Mr. Robertson's arrest. That's it. So we urge you, if you know where Tequan Robertson is, or you have information that can assist investigators in locating him, come forward, speak up, break the silence, and by doing so, you'll be making a difference in the safety of your community. I will conclude by once again saying, community safety is a shared responsibility. See it, say it, stop it. Remember, you stay anonymous, criminals don't. Thank you.
Questions?
Inspector Grotel, can you speak at all about where you might believe Tequan Robertson is and why police had a challenge in locating him in the last few years?
We do believe that he is in the greater Toronto area, and we do believe that he is being assisted by people who are helping him to remain in hiding, and we're seeking the assistance of the people to arrest him. As was stated, we're not looking for any evidence to help convict him. No one has to testify. Simply, we want him arrested, and if somebody provides a tip that leads to his arrest, they will be eligible for the $75,000 reward and they can remain anonymous. But again, our message to the people that are helping him is that don't help him. This is a dangerous individual, and we're seeking your help in getting him arrested and taking him off the streets where potentially he can harm somebody else.
Now, what you put out a $50,000 reward for his arrest last year, and if it has to come in with anything, what makes you think that $75,000 will make a difference?
Well, again, we think that obviously somebody knows that he's out there, and we're hoping that by adding more money to the reward that somebody might decide that it is now worth their while to make that call. Again, Mr. Robertson's going to be arrested one way or another. I addressed the media here 2 years ago, the night of the shooting, and I was asked the question, what message did I have for the 3 people that were involved? And I said, get a lawyer, surrender yourself to the Toronto Police, because we are going to catch you. We're going to figure out who you are, and we're going to catch you. But we figured out who the 3 people were very quickly, and we arrested the first 2 very quickly as well. Mr. Robertson has been on the run for 2 years now, but we are going to catch him sooner or later. So if there's somebody listening to this message right now who knows where he is, hear me and hear me well when I say that we're going to catch him sooner or later. You may as well enrich yourself by $75,000 because he's going to be caught anyway.
Can I ask about, you're asking people to come forward and give some information about someone who you also describe as being dangerous. What's your message to folks who might be in close contact with Tequan Robertson?
Obviously, we do believe he's dangerous. If a member of the public were to see him, we're asking them to call Crime Stoppers. They can also call 911 to report his location because he is a wanted criminal that we're alleging is dangerous and was involved in the shooting. And so the people that are around him, again, this is somebody we consider to be very dangerous. That's why we're standing here today with Crime Stoppers and the BOLO program offering a reward for his arrest. It was a very careless and brazen shooting that happened on June 14, 2018, with a total indifference to human life when young children are playing in a playground and shots ring out.
Can you talk more about the effort to spread the message? There was a discussion about billboards and buses. Is photos going to be up?
Yeah, sure, maybe
Yes.
ask Maxine to do that.
Absolutely. So, Toronto Police Service investigators have identified different key neighborhoods for us to target. And so, as I speak, billboards and bus shelter ads are being set up in these key neighborhoods. There will also be an extensive social media campaign on Facebook. The apartment towers screens I talked about earlier will go up gradually this week. as you can see, there's an ad truck behind you. This ad truck will also be driving around the key neighborhoods identified by the Toronto Police Service.
What do you mean by key neighborhoods?
So the BOLO program is not privy to any investigative details. So, but we always ask the questions to any police services we cooperate with if some areas should be specifically targeted or should be the subject of a higher intensity of camping. And so we don't ask why these neighborhoods are key, but we certainly ask if they are key neighborhoods. And in this case, 4 different sectors were provided by the Toronto Police Service.
Inspector, given how brazen this shooting was, you know, police officers have said there were almost a dozen children there at the time. How urgent is your call to find Jaquan Robertson today?
It's as urgent as it was 2 years ago. He's still out there. You know, we're alleging that he was involved in the shooting as a Canada-wide warrant for his arrest. There's no reason to believe he's no longer armed. There's no reason to believe that he is no longer any less dangerous than he was that night. And again, when children are shot in a playground, that's the indifference towards human life it's hard to describe. And you know, again, in the 30 years that I've been policing, I've not been privy to any investigation like this. And there was a lot of work that was put in by the investigators at 42 Division very quickly to determine who the 3 people responsible for this were, and those efforts continue today. We are actively looking for Robertson, and we're actively following up on tips that we received. And I can tell you that in the aftermath of the shooting, I would say we had an unprecedented level of cooperation from the community. I received so many people calls from so many people with tips about, you know, who the intended victim was, information about the shooters, the vehicles, etc. So it was a great community cooperation with the shooting, and I'm asking for that community cooperation to continue, and for someone just to give us the location of Mr. Robertson today.
Inspector, have you been in contact with the little girl's family? Are they aware of this? What's the thing?
For today, I'm not sure if I wasn't personally in contact with them. We have been in contact with them, you know, obviously during the course of the investigation and after the investigation to determine how the girls were doing. And
that last check, how are they doing?
They were doing fine. Obviously, you know, they're recovering from their injuries that happened that night. But I think that there's probably going to be a lot of trauma that these girls are going to endure for now and perhaps even for the rest of their life over what happens to them that night.
This program's really out there. We're listening to billboards. We just reiterate how if you know something, it's a safe zone to speak out, and your colleagues said even collecting money's not. So just reiterate.
Yeah, again, we're not asking for any evidence. We're not asking for anybody to come forward as a witness against Jaquan Robertson. We have all that already. We are ready to proceed to court and have a trial for Mr. Robertson in relation to this. What we need from the community is for somebody to pick up the phone and tell us where he is right now. That's it. And if somebody were to do that, they would be eligible for the $75,000 reward. They would be able to collect that money anonymously. Nobody will know that they got it. Nobody will ever know that they contacted Crime Stoppers. So again, call Crime Stoppers. No one will ever know it's you, and you will get $75,000. And all we need is an address.
Do you believe he's still in the GTA?
We do. Yes. We believe he's in the GTA. We believe he's being held. Anybody else? Thank you, guys.
There was a very loud truck that came by when we asked you if you believe he's in the GTA. Can you just discuss where do you think he is at present?
Various places in the GTA. I'm not obviously going to go into the specifics. I don't want to give any point of or to let Mr. Robertson know what our investigation has revealed so far. But there are a number of times that we had pretty good locations as to what part of the GTA he was in, and we still think he's in the GTA. And unfortunately, that's all I'm going to say at this point.
So he's managed to evade you when you've been tipped off as to where he might be.
I'm sorry?
So he's managed to evade you when you've been tipped off as to where he might be?
Yeah, there was a couple of times, he'll know this, we were very close to catching him on a couple of occasions, and we missed him, but not very long. So he knows we're out there. He knows we're looking for him.
Thank you.
Thank you.